Hello and welcome to the Woke Socialist Podcast. We are woke, we are socialist, we are not falling for the okie doke. This is just breaking. And I would defer you to Jeffrey Dallamore's latest podcast, unless he's put another one out in the past few moments, that per the New York Times, pretty much the 2026 election is over unless Congress and the Supreme Court step in right now. This is not a drill. It hasn't been a drill. Now, time and time and time again, not only I, but other people who do podcasts on independent media have warned you about giving too much power to this administration. Not only did our prediction of boots on the ground come to fruition, innuendos about canceling the next election come to fruition, people being disappeared and thrown into concentration camps come to fruition, but now we may not have an election. And what we get when something like this happens is crickets from Congress. And not only that, by ending the last government shutdown, we funded this hellscape ourselves and continue to do so. And we need to ask ourselves two questions right now. Number one, does the temperature really need to be turned down? And number two, which side are we on? Now, it is no longer the case, and hasn't been for a very long time, that we could rely on the 2026 election to get us out of this mess. Many of us have been warning that that is not the answer. And the closer we get to it, the less viable this option is. Once again, I told you that the time frame that we had to make this turn was before December 31st. And we fell short again, as we always do. Now we have to make some real choices here. In the coming days, just like there is no transparency with anything else, keep one thing in mind. Everything that you held sacred is already gone, except your income. You do not today have the right to walk out your door if you're a person of color and reasonably expect to come home. Your personal information at the beginning of 2025 was doged and can be anywhere all over the world. You have no transparency as to where that information went or where the money went that was doged as well. We have no clue where the money is coming from that is financing foreign wars, being dispensed to other countries, but yet we sit here with little or no health care, questioning our ability to eat on a basic level, including jobs, food assistance, availability of food based on current circumstances like trucking strikes, tariffs, and availability of certain goods from other countries, because we have alienated all of our allies. So we stand alone. Now, if the shit hits the fan, and I think it will, because I think our Congress is just way too stupid to act on this, there will be no red tails, Tuskegee Airmen showing up in airplanes to rescue us. There will be no NATO allies coming over here in uniform to liberate us from concentration camps. None of that is going to happen. It's over after this. It is absolutely over. Now, one of the last things you have left is your vote and a brain, hopefully, if you're listening to this message. When we keep saying that we have a immigration problem, at this point, is that issue more or less critical than losing our own liberty over it? When Democrats in Congress voted to fund ICE, they were putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound to the head. And now it's bleeding out. Now for yourselves, think of the collective two-party ideology as a form of slavery. Not a physical one, but mental and emotional harvest, where values are assigned to a particular electorate, not based on the wishes of the masses, but the outcome for a selected few. This is not democracy. The lesser of two evils theory has failed miserably, generation after generation after generation, election after election after election. And it's how we got where we are now. The counterbalance, or third column, which has gained momentum since these initial ideologies failed to serve the majority of both electorates, offers a much more honest, inclusive, and socio-economically sound future for this republic. Results-oriented by nature, this philosophy does not rely on repetition and religion, or monetary contributions and cognitive dissonance. It relies on facts, freedom, and justice for all. When something no longer works for the masses, the method and the madness must be neutralized. So if you think you understood the assignment, you won't pass this exam by reading the Cliff Notes, Democrats. For now, liberty only belongs to fascists and those red or blue who enable them. Now, I have a message to the brown shirts. If you have or still don any type of uniform that represents the United States of America and fly the Trump flag beside the American flag, it is not because you are a patriot. It is because you are a punk. Without those symbols around you and other men beside you, you are not capable of standing alone. Toting guns and wearing tactical gear, killing real cops and shooting people in the face, then taking a pardon does not make you a badass. Standing up for humanity in plain sight, plain clothes, and armed with the intent to repel this bastard regime, locked and loaded, does. I'm going to close this with a quote from Benjamin Franklin and a retort from another individual who is misunderstood. Where liberty is, there is my country. That was the quote from Ben Franklin. The retort from Thomas Paine. Where liberty is not, there is my country. That's where you need to be right now, Americans. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Good night and good luck.